What's up, everybody? Tyler Parsons back again, bring some more exercises you can do to help out, improve that body, make that golf game better. So I was sort of sitting thinking, okay, obviously the next segment needs to be on the hips, but how do we want to look at the hips? Do we want to just lump it all together? And the answer is going to be no, just because there's so much going on. The hips actually are obviously going to blend the lower body into the upper body, so a lot can go wrong in through there. So we're going to break this down into a bunch of different segments. Today we're going to be looking at that internal rotation, okay? So basically, if we're breaking this down, making it nice and simple, as I make a backswing, I'm going to be internally rotating on this back leg. Then as I drive and come forward, now I'm internally rotating here. A lot of you, especially the males, are going to have very, very tight hips, and this is going to be a huge issue. Where this becomes the biggest problem is whenever we can't internally rotate. This is where we might see some extra lateral movement. In my case, I'm a little bit tight and I see a little bit of a breakdown. I like to set into that hip, extra bend into that knee. We don't want extra pieces in the golf swing. That's something else that we have to time, something else that can go wrong. We want it as simple as we can because it's already a difficult game, okay? So let's look at what we can do to actually improve that internal rotation. The first one's very simple. I like to take the feet a little bit wider apart than normal, and I want you to really focus, get in front of the mirror and turn, keeping that leg straight and just over-rotate into that hip, okay? So you can see I'm way over, and then sort of just squat down into it a little bit and stand back up. So in this instance, I am going to be flexing that knee. I can feel a big stretch back into that hip. But again, we're sort of rehearsing. This will be the position that we want to get into. This is what's going to help stretch that out. Okay? Very straightforward. Obviously, we're going to go through, do both sides. You can do a set of 10. Then we want to go over to a hip windshield wiper. And this is my least favorite exercise for me to do because it's difficult. So probably something that you might not like as well. But we want the hands together. They're going to go in between the knees. All four pieces are going to stay linked together. And we want to take those out as far as they can. Back in, out, holding just for a second. And go through and do your set of 10 right there. But really try to push and drive to get those to work out. Now, a different variation that we can do to help work a little bit of stability in that hip as well is a portion of clamshells. So we're down onto our side. We can obviously leave the knees touching and go up, but the one I wanted you to do is we're going to go on and lift that leg so that it's hovering. We want to basically pin this knee like it's in a bulletin board. So this portion is going to stay nice and still. And we want to have to rotate up and around that. Again, without our knee, if we're doing this, we're not getting it accomplished correctly, okay? Nice and smooth, in through there, pushing up as high as we can get it to go. The last one we're going to do is going to be hip drops. This obviously helps the internal and external, but what we want to do is get the feet out wider than the hips, and then we want to turn, keeping this hip down on the ground and push against it. Now if you need to, you can use this foot, that extra little bit of leverage, but basically I'm really trying to feel like I'm rotating in my follow through while I'm pushing this side down. Then we're going to that other side, really pushing it down, turning, pulling to stretch out, improving that internal rotation. That way, again, whenever we get set up into that golf posture, we get a nice big turn. There's a nice full hip rotation, allowing for a nice big shoulder turn without anything breaking down. So now I'm loaded up. Now we can go on, fire through, nice full turn. We're not going to have to worry about messing up that kinematic sequence to where the hips slow down because they have that limitation. Get to work. Let me know how it goes. Check out ParsonsGolfPerformance.com. Let's improve that golf game.